Good morning. I have not been sleeping well, so ignore my appearance. But I wanted to come on here and literally just talk about women's reproductive health for a second. I had an appointment yesterday, and at that appointment, so I'm 5 months postpartum, just, putting that out there. At that appointment, somebody told me, "Oh, you had a baby 5 months ago. You're not even postpartum anymore." Babe, I'm 5 months postpartum. But that's what's catalyzing this video. That's what's catalyzing this video because I have literally, I don't talk about this often, certainly like in the online space, but I have gone through so much bull crap as far as it pertains to like just reproduction and reproductive health. And honestly, it's really sad to say that it's all been at the hands of other women or other Black women, even. Like my first pregnancy, very tragically and traumatically ended in miscarriage. Like my baby, died in the womb and my body didn't, realize it and catch up. And so I had to, pass that baby, but I didn't pass all of it. And I was medically gaslit for months. And that caused just like a whole bunch of problems. My second pregnancy, where my oldest daughter was born, I was forced into labor by my, care provider at that time, which was a total assault. And then with this pregnancy, I'm just having like a lot of pelvic, more abdominal stuff that, I've had for all three, but this time it's been like pretty severe, and I had a uterine infection and all these things. But why am I saying all this? I'm not saying all this necessarily to just like air out my business. Not that I really care, because I feel like when I fully tell this story, it could really help a lot of people. And I told the story of like my first pregnancy over on my YouTube channel. If anybody's interested, you can definitely go and look at parts 1 and 2 of that whole saga. But I'm saying all of this to just say, women, advocate for yourselves, especially as far as like your reproductive health goes, because there is such an attack on reproduction in this day and age. Like, for example, I just had COVID like a couple weeks ago, and that had just like kicked in some really weird effects, like with my uterus and everything. And I'm just like, there's literally no way that this wasn't designed for that at this point. Because there is such an attack on reproduction, right? But advocate for yourselves. You have been in your body the longest. You know what's up with your body. Don't let any medical professional tell you. I mean, obviously, they are in their profession for a reason. They know things, yes. But if you feel like the diagnosis or what they're saying isn't right, push back. And also, I'm saying this to say, the attack on reproduction started in the spiritual realm. So one would look at me and be like, Crystal, you've had literally all of these complications and, something crazy with every pregnancy. Why don't you just stop, having babies? And that's the goal, right? That is the goal. I'm breaking so many generational curses by having children. That is the goal. So no, I'm not, I'm gonna have the children that the Lord blesses me with. But I understand that it is spiritual warfare. And to that effect, I'm also warring in the spirit and in the natural with these like people in the healthcare system that I've come up against sometimes. Not my current people. My current people are great. And I don't want this to get too long because now it's already like 5 minutes. But advocate for yourselves. Fight for yourselves in the physical and in the spiritual, especially when it comes to your reproductive health. Yeah. Because we are commanded. Now I'm speaking to the Christians, okay? Because we are commanded to be fruitful and multiply. Why? To raise up believers to hold back what's coming in these last days. So, yeah. Fight.